Alright, we're going to replace the side deck lights of a Mantis Pro SE here with a newer version that's a little bit longer. This happens to be orange color. As you can see, it's about 2 inches longer than the original blue dot spotlight style LEDs on the side of this. First thing we got to do is take the front cover off. There's 2 screws on the bottom underneath this plastic. Remove those, they're Phillips head. And then you're going to gently pry and pull the cover forward and down. Just be careful, the front light wires are attached. Here you can see the wire in the front of the LED strip. You're going to pull it out, don't pull too hard, just enough so we can trim it and add the new ones. Now on the back there's 3 screws on each side that hold the side cover. They're all Phillips head. You remove those and push that cover back and out. Be careful not to pull the rear taillights wire out of the harness. Alright, now with the scooter off, you're going to want to cut these wires just in front of the LED strip, leaving yourself enough room. And now that it's cut, you can slide the LED strip right out of the side channel. Alright, now we're going to install the new strip. Start with the string side from the front of the scooter and use the string to pull nice and gently along the length of this channel. You may have to reposition your hand and push it from the lead side while you pull on the string just to help it down the channel. If the string breaks, not a big deal. You can flip around and use the lead side and come from the back of the scooter forward, pulling on the wires, which I don't really like to do, but that's okay. Now you're going to see that the strip goes end to end right to the edge of the channel. In the back, it's okay if it overlaps and sticks out a little bit. And the front, same thing. It's going to stick out just a little bit, about 1/4 inch or so on each end. That's the side with the leads. Now go ahead and take a pair of scissors and cut the string off. It's going to be no longer needed. Don't cut too far so you ruin the seal that's created. And discard the string. Now on the front end, you're going to peel back and strip the wires. So separating the red and the black. You want to separate them about 1.5 inches, 2 inches. And here I'm using a stripping tool to remove the outer insulation, so about 1/8 of an inch of wire is exposed. This is a simple way to do it. You can do it with a pair of pliers gently or a pair of scissors gently, but you can see I got about 1/8 of an inch of wire exposed, and the LED strip will have the same thing. Now you're going to insert the heat shrink tubing with solder over one end and match the colors. In this case, this is the negative side or the black side. You want to overlap the wires a little bit just so they're inserted into the solder area there, and use a heat gun to start heat shrinking the tubing and melting the solder. You could also use a lighter, but keep it about 2 or 3 inches away. If it starts to burn, you may pop or break through the heat shrink tubing and therefore no longer have a seal. As you can see with the heat gun, the solder melts, and a good indicator is, in this case, the little white color strips in there also melt, and the entire thing forms a nice seal. So you're going to allow that to cool and repeat the same thing for the red side or the positive side. So with the wire strip back, insert the connector and then insert the opposite wire, overlapping the wires a little bit, and then use a heat gun or a lighter to heat and melt the solder and heat shrink tubing. Just enough to melt it, not enough to burn it. Good idea to move your position so you get uniform heat all around the connector. And now both wires are sealed. Allow those to cool, and then you can push the wires back into the channel and stuff the wires of the front lights into the channel and push the cover back on. It may need to be smacked a little bit to get it in, and that's okay. And same thing with the back. You're going to go from the rear and push forward and line in screw holes. As you can see here, there's 3 of them. And now you have a nice uniform colors fully sealed side deck LED on your Kaabo Mantis. Enjoy.